Welcome to the American Gunfighter Podcast. Hosted by your instructors from Ghost Ring Tactical. With their combined experience in the military, law enforcement, firearms instructing industry, and security, they'll be discussing tactics, training, firearms, and equipment to help you become an even better American gunfighter.
Hi, everybody. Nick Rians here, and welcome to the next episode of the American Gunfighter Show. Now, this is a special episode where I have no instructors with me. My guest today is my wife, Melissa.
Hello.
We are going to be discussing living off-grid. We've been living off-grid for since November of last year, so a little over a year and a couple months now.
Yeah.
So we're going to discuss our journey of how we got basically from living in California to now living off-grid in New Mexico. So hopefully this information is enlightening to all of you out there. And if you're thinking about moving off-grid or moving out to the middle of nowhere, hopefully the information that we share with you guys during this show helps you out. So, you ready to get started?
Let's do it.
So, this is my wife's first time doing a podcast or doing anything like this. So be nice.
Very much out of my comfort zone.
Be nice. So the first thing I'm going to start with is a question that I get all the time. Is how we got out here. Is how we decided to move out here. How we found this place. All that jazz.
I don't know how it happened.
She was forced,
no idea.
She was forced into this, but we first started off. Well, it all goes back to 2012 when we were looking into moving. And I asked her if she'd be okay moving to Wyoming, to Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
I recall it more as I made a comment saying I would like to live in Wyoming or Montana. And then within a few months, we were moving to Wyoming.
Is that how it started?
That's how that happened.
You guys, sometimes my memory's not so
That's
good.
how it happened.
So however it did happen, she agreed that she would move to Wyoming. And so I got a job there as a police officer.
Like within a month.
Yes, very quickly. Because as soon as I decide on something, I take action.
It happens.
Very fast. So got a job as a police officer in Wyoming. I went out there, did the academy, all that good stuff. During that time, she was still in California.
Pregnant.
Yes.
By myself.
Pregnant with two children and a new one on the way, all by herself. So I left her. She came out to visit to Wyoming, I think once. Then the second time is when you finally told me that if you had to move to Wyoming, that you would either kill yourself or kill me.
Yes.
Because it was too damn cold.
Oh, you get locked in the house and you're just stuck there. That's what I didn't want with kids and you and being gone. I didn't want that.
Yeah, it was like negative 40 outside. So yes. So that made our decision to not move to Wyoming, and so I left the police department and went back to California as soon as Sammie was born.
Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't want to make that mistake again, where we would decided to move someplace, or maybe I decided to move someplace.
He decided
without her full backing. So what we decided to do at that point was we knew we wanted to get out of California at some time, and we'll cover this in a second. So we wanted to buy retirement property somewhere. So without making this same mistake that we did for Wyoming, we got together. Well, we didn't get together. I made a list of everything I wanted for an off-grid property, and then I asked Melissa to make a list for what she wanted in retirement property. So we actually just looked at this list. I had it saved still on my phone, and we looked at it actually right before we started filming this. So she made a list by herself. I made a list by myself. The reason that we did this is because my wife is a people pleaser.
Yes, I am.
So if I want something and she knows I want something, she'll try to lean toward that. That's why we ended up in Wyoming.
That's why I'm on the podcast.
Yes. So this time I wanted to make sure that mistake didn't happen. So she made a list by herself. I made my list by herself. Then we joined together in a meeting and we went over what she wanted and what I wanted. And that is the beginning of how we found this place here in New Mexico. So I looked at what she wanted, I looked at what I wanted, and then I started searching. I went on landwatch.com is where I was searching for most of the properties. And I looked in New Mexico, I looked in Texas, I looked in Arizona, Utah, I believe, and looking for a piece of property that matched what I wanted and what she wanted. And some of the big deciding factors for that was, for my wife here, she's only lived in Texas and California her entire life. Those are the two environments she's ever been in. So she wanted a property that was similar to those type of environments. And then one of the other big ones that was really hard for me to figure out was finding a property that was 30 to 40 minutes away from a Target or a Walmart.
Yes.
That was probably one of the hardest ones because off-grid properties are usually not near anything like that.
All I wanted was a Target.
So yeah, she didn't get a Target.
No.
She got a Walmart. You know, she didn't say that it couldn't be full of like meth heads, but but it's near a Walmart.
Yes.
We're like 40 minutes away from a Walmart currently.
And that's why I conceal carry now. Thank you.
Yeah. So this property in New Mexico was actually the only property I could find that matched what she wanted and what I wanted. That is how we found this place out here. So once we found it online, I got on a plane. I flew out here to look at it by myself. She was, at home taking care of the kids.
I wonder why that was. Why didn't I come with you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't remember how old Sammie was at the time.
Yeah, she was little.
I'm pretty sure she was little. Yeah, because we bought this property 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, she was
so
like
she
2.
would have been like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So flying, I remember her first flight was when we went to Hawaii. I can't remember how old she was. She was young.
She was
too.
little.
Yeah, she was
Yes.
little. Yeah. Back to it. But so I flew out here. I met with the guy that runs the information center out here. He drove me around all sorts of pieces of property. I found where we're at currently. And I bought a 140 acre lot. That was our first acreage that we purchased like 7-8 years ago. I can't remember the exact year. So I bought this piece of property, and the goal at that point was to move out here once all the children were out of school. Is that what it was?
When they were done with high school.
All the children done with high school.
All 3 done with high school.
That was the initial plan.
I should have known better.
That changed.
Yes.
So we bought the property out here. Again, the whole point of it was to buy it from retirement property. And then eventually it morphed into building Ghost Ring Tactical, what we currently do now out here, purely based off of, I had 140 acres, and then we bought another 140 acre lot next to this one. So now we were up to like 280, 280, is that 280?
And then we couldn't stop.
Yeah. So then we were up to 280. So I was like, well, how can I make money off of all this land that we own?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I teach firearms, and maybe I'll teach firearms out there. So yeah. So then we started building.
I didn't do any of this part. I stayed at home with the children's.
Yeah. Yes. I built it. Brought Joey out here to help me build it.
Oh, wait, except for after your motorcycle accident when I had to get everything prepared.
So yes, see, you were part of it.
I did. Yes,
She made all the bunk beds that we currently have. The flooring you put in.
The flooring,
my
the
leg
TV.
was broken in half.
Yeah.
The TV. Yes.
The TV, hanging the TV from the ceiling. That was terrible.
So yes, she's been part of it. You've been part of it since the beginning. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So where was I? Yeah. So decided to make some money out here. So we started teaching the firearm stuff. And over the years, we continued building it up out here, building it up out here, building it up. And I slowly whittled her away at the timeline of when we would actually move out here. So
We just kept the promise to our son to allow him to finish high school.
yes. So we whittled it down, and then I finally got her to agree to moving out here as soon as our oldest finished high school. Yeah. Yes, and that was...
Well, California getting as crappy as it did played a part in it too.
Yes.
For me.
Yes. I mean, we all wanted to escape. I wanted to escape California freaking years ago. But yes, we all eventually wanted to escape that place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whittled you down. And then eventually, November of last year is when we officially moved out here.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right after Thanksgiving to now our off-grid property. So what do I mean by off-grid? So we're 40 minutes away from the nearest town. Off the freeway, we're about 10 miles back on dirt roads. And we're away from all power lines, all that kind of stuff. So our house is fully solar. We're not connected to the power grid at all. Our water all comes from our well that we drilled. Gas comes from propane that we have hauled in. So we are out here in the middle of nowhere, completely off grid. Acreage wise, we are now up to 400 acres that we currently own because we bought every piece of land that we could near us. Now there's no land available. So yeah, everything's purchased. We can't buy anymore. So yeah, we're stuck with our 400 acres out here. So let's get into, let's say, pros and cons of living out here compared to living in a major city like we did in California.
I don't have very many cons.
Not many cons. Okay.
Not many cons, surprisingly.
Okay. Yeah. So give me some pros. Give me some pros of
no
living.
neighbors.
Okay.
No neighbors close.
Okay. Our closest neighbor, I think, is like 5 to 7 miles away as our closest neighbor that just left our house actually right now.
Yeah.
They come over once a week to visit with us.
And get our eggs.
Yes, and we give them eggs, which we'll get into in a second. So pros, so no neighbors. Yes, I enjoy that too. It's a pro for me as well. What other pros?
Peace and quiet. I like that. I like my walks in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every morning, so my wife, she gets up at the butt crack of dawn, like 5:30. She goes on.
It's pretty early.
Yeah, she goes a walk. It's a mile walk. So we've got a loop out here.
It's the mile loop, and then I hike up to the sniper roost, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
And meditates.
Yeah.
So.
Her daily routine, she gets up in the morning, takes the dog with her on her mile walk, okay, on the loop that we have out here, puts the dog back at the house, and then she walks up a pretty big hill.
Yes.
Pretty damn big hill.
It's pretty serious.
Yeah, it's a pretty serious hill, like 1,000 feet high or something like that. And we have a sniper platform up there that we shoot precision rifles from that she goes up there. It's a beautiful spot.
It's amazing.
For her meditation. You can see for miles and miles and miles up there. So it's a really cool spot. But yeah, that's her routine, which you can't really get that in our house in California.
No.
Just, I remember trying to go for walks and it's just people and cars and noise.
I talk a lot on my walks, and you can't really
Talk to yourself.
talk to yourself walking around suburban streets in California. They might call the cops on you. So
Yes.
it's a little different out here.
Yeah. So being away from everybody, peace and quiet out here. Again, it is very, very peaceful out there. It's very quiet.
It feels safer.
Okay.
I feel safer out here.
Safer as in just being able to walk around, safer, just
Not just that. I mean, I think about, we homeschool as well.
Mm-hmm.
So not having the kids in public schools where all the craziness is. And
Okay.
it just feels safer. Like you can see anybody that's coming up, you know that they're coming.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I don't know. It just feels a lot safer.
Okay. I get that. So yeah, safer. All right. Again, the whole point of the doing the show, with my wife here is we can give you guys both perspectives, as in the male perspective as well as the female perspective, because I talked to a lot of guys during class who are like, oh, I would love to live off grid, but my wife, I don't think my wife could handle living off grid.
And I honestly don't believe a lot of women would enjoy this kind of life.
Okay, but let's talk about that, because when we first talked about moving out here, you were very against it. You were very hesitant you did not think you would like living out here initially.
Yes, and I don't think I probably would still, except for when Joey passed away. I just wanted to get away from everybody and everything.
Really?
Yes.
But you think that was your biggest factor?
If I'm being completely honest, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys don't know, our son passed away in a car accident a year and a half ago.
On the 9th, it'll be a year and a half.
Yeah. So again, big life changes, especially if you lose one of your children. Lots of things change. So don't
I think I'm trying not to. I actually have on makeup, so. But I think that I was a lot less hesitant after he passed away. One, he loved it out here so much.
Okay.
And
yes.
He loved being out here, and I felt like he was on his way here.
When he died, yes.
When he's killed in the car accident, and I feel closer to him out here.
Okay.
And it's just more at peace. I feel more at peace. Okay. You don't have people staring at you, feeling sorry for you, and a lot of that factored into it for me. I didn't think I was ready to move out here before he died. Okay. And then when that happened, I was just like, yes, let's just
get away from
everything.
Okay. All right. So good. So, I mean, like for me, one of my concerns when I was uprooting my family to move out here was I was afraid, especially for Melissa here, I was afraid of resentment. I was afraid that you were going to resent me because you weren't going to like it out here, and you were going to be like just
angry wife.
Yes. Yes, it was going to be like Wyoming all over again. I'm going to kill you or kill myself.
I'll shoot you in the face.
Yes. But I was happy that wasn't the case once we got out here, because again, you got adjusted pretty fast out here. Yeah. You got into your groove out here pretty quickly.
I'm a creature of routine. Yes. And I found my routine that worked for me, and it's nice. It's nice.
So she got into a routine pretty quickly out here. I asked her, I think a month in, where I was like, hey, how do you feel about living out here? And you're like, I really like it. And I don't think I'll ever would want to move back to a major city. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that was huge for me, knowing that she wasn't going to resent me for moving out here, and taking her out to the middle of nowhere. So again, if you guys are thinking about moving off grid, stuff like that, I mean, this is stuff you got to sit down with your significant other and discuss this stuff. And a lot of times you may not know how they're going to like it or not. You've got to give it a shot. I can't remember if I told you this or not, but for me, I was like, in my head, I was like, let's give it a year and see if we like it or not.
And for me, it was, once I do this move, I'm not moving again.
Because you hate moving.
It was terrible. Moving is terrible. Packing up your whole life and then having to unpack it. We got lucky when we moved. We had all of our son's friends. How many of them? There was like 7.
There's a lot.
Teenage men, 18-year-olds come over, and they packed up the whole truck in like hours.
Yeah.
We were done in like hours.
It was fast. It was super helpful.
It was amazing.
Yes.
But then unpacking, I was like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing it again.
So hopefully we never do.
No, hopefully.
No, hopefully.
We are
this
done.
Is our forever home.
We are done.
We're staying here until we die.
Yes. And I will be out in the front, buried.
Made into a tree.
Yes, made into a tree.
That's the plan. Yes. So other things out, living off grid. One of the biggest, I think, things that I would say I don't like, I can handle it, I don't like, is is so far away from everything.
I don't mind that at all.
No, you don't mind the drive.
I don't mind it.
Okay. Yeah. That's one thing that it bugs me a little bit, but
it gives me something to look forward to. It's like if I had just being here and just going into Walmart, to get out and about, being able to, oh, next weekend, let's go into town, and it's a 2-hour drive. And then we spend literally the entire day in town. Like, we can't just go and like, we're going to go to lunch and we're going to go to a movie. No, we got to go to Home Depot. We got to go to Costco. We got to go.
Supplies.
Yes. But I look forward to it. So I don't mind. I don't mind the 2-hour drive.
Okay. So we're 40 minutes away from your closest town. Where we have our Walmart there. You got some fast food places. You've got some.
You got Yo Mama's. It's a restaurant.
Restaurants.
It's amazing.
A couple of restaurants, not very good ones. You've got your hardware, your mom and pop type hardware stores. Nothing big. So what she's talking about with going into town, she's talking about like when we go into either Albuquerque or Las Cruces, which Albuquerque is 2 hours north of us. Las Cruces is 2 hours south of us. So that's what she's talking about with going into town. That's when we, go to the Costco, go out to eat, go to a movie, possibly hit all the places to pick up supplies and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's a 4-hour round trip, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. That's why we spend most of the day up there. Mm-hmm. So, but that's probably one of the biggest cons for me is just how far things are away. And it's not just that, but it's like, if we're working on a project out here, let's say we're building, our deck that we're getting built right now. If we're missing supplies, it's just a massive pain in the ass that if we're out of screws. Well, now that's the 2 hour.
You can't just run to Home Depot.
Yeah, you can't just run to the store down the street to pick up supplies. No, you're looking at least almost a 2 hour round trip to 40 minutes there, whatever time it is inside the store, pick up supplies, another 40 minutes back or so. I mean, it sucks up a ton of time, and that's one of the things that whenever we're building out here, it's a pain in the ass to make sure that you need to make sure you have all the supplies you need. Otherwise, it's going to be a trek going out into town to get everything. So yeah, that was one of my biggest cons. Everything else, I mean, pros, I love it out here. Absolutely love it out here. The living off grid when it comes to the solar system. Any complaints on that?
It took some adjustments.
Okay.
Like it's supposed to be cloudy and possibly snow tomorrow. So I knew today to make sure to get all the laundry done.
Okay.
Just in case. We've never had any problems with it in this house, but I'd rather be, prepared than not.
So when it comes to living off grid and you're on a solar system, we've had really good luck with this house that we're currently in now. Again, we've been in it for a little over a year. We've never ran out of power.
Nope.
Yeah. So we've got I forgot how many panels we have, but I'm going to do a whole separate video on this. So after this show, I'm going to do a whole video series showing you guys exactly how we have everything set up, how I found the property, our solar system, our well, our propane, everything. I'm going to go through in detail, showing you guys exactly kind of how our setup is. But I think we've got like 25 or 27 solar panels for this house. Hooked to our inverter, and then we have 3 battery banks that hold our power and that we run off of when the sun's not up. But we've had no issues. The other house that we use for the students and stuff like that. Oh my God!
We lived in for a little bit.
We did. We lived in that for a little while before we moved into this house. That one we'd lose power. We only had 2 battery banks at the time. You had to be very, very careful with how much power you used. No coffee makers in the morning. It was. We're better now. We actually have 3 battery banks over there now, but we really learned what it was like to live off grid.
Yes.
Over there.
Well, we ran out of water one time here. Poor Suzy was in the shower and she ran out of water.
Yes. And there's, again, living off grid, there's certain things you got to do. It's like for our water, we have a well and you have to pump it up from the well into a storage tank. We have a 2,700 gallon storage tank. And if you don't keep up on it, I don't have a float on or anything like that. So I just have to go out there and look at it every week, every 2 weeks to make sure, see where our water level's at. And I may not have checked it, and we ran out of water. Yeah,
I don't think Suzy. She would have said anything. She just sat in there and was like, "Mom, water." It's funny.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know how she. I know I went out there and turned the well on and started to get.
She sat in there and waited.
She sat in there until the water filled back up. So the water fills up pretty quickly where you can use water again. But it's just different things.
You just got to get used to it.
You got to get used to it. Yeah. power wise in this house, we treat this almost like a regular house. We run coffee makers. We have an electric fridge.
I'm a lot more careful though. I
Yes.
pay attention more like to the weather when
Yes.
it's going to be cloudy.
Yeah.
But that's not a hard thing to do. It's real easy to get used to. It wasn't like it was problematic or anything.
Yeah. So yeah, we've had really good luck with the solar system that we have in this house. We do have a backup generator in case we do get so many days that are cloudy where we don't get enough power to run the house, which we have not run into in a year and a half so far. Knock on wood.
I don't think that's real wood.
It's probably not. But we have a backup generator that if we did run out of power, we just turn the generator on. The generator would power the house as well as put power into the batteries as well at the same time. So pretty easy setup. You can even get ones that are like the Generac ones. I think they're like they're run on propane that turn on automatically when your power starts getting low. But that's like another $5,000 investment that maybe we'll do events down the road. But currently we haven't any problems.
Yeah.
So I'm like spending that money unless we start running out of power for some reason. So yeah.
I'm all for not spending that money.
Yes. So the living with the solar system isn't that much different other than maybe like looking at, hey, let's run the stuff that takes power during the day when the sun's out and not at nighttime when it's sucking on our batteries. Yeah. So we've had no issues out here. So yeah. All right, let's get into friends. So if you guys, I'm looking at my notes I've got here to make sure we cover everything we have. So a lot of people that have talked to me about living off grid is friends. We're not around, friends. So give me your take on that one.
I didn't have friends to begin with.
Me neither. That's why we're perfect for this.
I feel that with the camps going on and the amount of the people that come here and him making me socialize with people, because I wouldn't socialize with people if it was left up to me.
And I told her it'd
he
be nice.
told me I could become a hermit if I wanted to.
I did.
And then I get here and he tells me that I need to go socialize. So again, tricked.
I did. I duped her into that one.
But I find it really easy.
Okay.
I find it really easy. So I'm still getting, the human contact. I mean, getting to spend time with the guys around the fire or women, whoever come out, and you make friendships there. I mean, a lot of our guys come back repeatedly, and you start to get to know everybody. So those, to me, are my friends. Yeah. So I don't lack in friendship.
Because I mean, honestly, guys, before we moved out here, I mean, she never went out with her girlfriends, or anything like that. I never went out with guy friends. All my guy friends live in different states. I don't have that many, so it's like.
I just wanted to be at home with my kids and my family. I don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, that part of it was super easy for us.
For us.
Yes, for us. Because we weren't massive social.
Butterflies. Oh, he is. He's a social butterfly.
Well, maybe around camps when I have to be.
Yes.
Jeez. But yes, so that one was an easy one for us that we really didn't hang out with a ton of friends that we had to leave behind.
Yeah.
No, we hang out with each other. We like each other.
We enjoy each other. He really, really likes hanging out with me.
Stop it. So the friends and stuff, that was pretty easy for us. A family, so the extended family.
But I want to get back to the friends thing because a lot of people have asked me, because the kids are homeschooled and being out here, not having friends for them, if we worry about them not having friends.
Right. I was going to get to that once we got to the kids.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
That's fine. You can go.
We're touching on friends.
I was more us before we bring the kids in, because the plan is we're going to bring the girls out and have them talk to you as well.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So I think with our youngest, Samantha, Sammie, she likes little friends, and
she does.
I told her, because I've asked her before, do you miss your friends? Yeah, I miss my friends. I miss having friends. And I was like, well, you can go to school if you want to go to school. Nope, absolutely not. I don't want to go to school. Mm-hmm. But we have both consistently told her that if she gets, to the point where she wants to go to school and have her friends, that we will do that. Yeah. I'm not letting her ride the bus, but I will take her to school every day if she wants.
What's wrong with the bus?
I don't want to ride in the bus.
What's wrong with the bus?
That's too far.
I rode a bus. You rode a bus, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want her riding a bus.
It's an experience.
So
So yeah, we've given her the option.
Yes.
Which, yeah, we'll go into a little more
eventually
detail.
she probably will want to do something around
I don't
there. But
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, she likes being homeschooled. She likes being here. Yeah. So, but she has the option. She can go to regular school if she wants to. So.
Sorry for interrupting, derailing you. Sorry.
It's okay. I told you if you want to go off on a different subject, we can go. Yeah. So a family, so extended family, like our parents, brothers, sisters, that sort of thing. So for me, I've lived away from my family since I was 18 years old. It was normal for me. You know, my family still lived in Illinois, and now my parents live in Missouri. So I never saw them anyway. So moving away from my family that wasn't near them anyway. So it was fine. So
It's a little bit worse.
Yeah. So
It's a little bit, I would say that was harder for me because we lived like 45 minutes to an hour from my mom and dad. And my siblings still lived at home with them, but I'm not very close with them. And I was fine with leaving them. It was leaving my dad and my mom that was a little bit more difficult. But as you know, I can go out there and visit and stuff. And then I lost my dad. My dad passed away about 6 months ago. So I've been going back and visiting with my mom pretty frequently. And it's like, she's all I have.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's okay.
So it wasn't like leaving too much.
It wasn't like I had a huge extended family and we were all
liked.
super close. No, that's not the case. But so no, I still talk to my mom every day and it's okay.
Yeah. So it matters on, you know, for you guys out there, if you're super close to, you know, your extended family, would you be able to move away from them? You know, for me, for us, it was pretty easy.
And us being out here having this huge property, like we just had his whole family out for Thanksgiving. And I mean,
the whole family was
15 people here.
I thought it was amazing.
But not in my house. They all got to stay at the bunkhouse, which was not many people have that option. Like, oh, the whole family's coming, and then, well, where's everybody going to sleep? We don't.
Yeah, if you live off grid, you need to build a compound.
Yes.
So that's what you need to buy.
Yes.
Build so your family doesn't stay in your house with you. They have another house.
They go over there.
Stay in, to kick them out at nighttime. So yes, it's nice. We had 15 or so.
We had a
people.
great time.
Yeah,
it was
out here
really
for
good
Thanksgiving.
time.
It was fun. Lots of kids. My cousins, my brothers, my parents. You know, it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time, and it was nice they were here during the day, and then we'd send them home at nighttime, and we had our own quiet time.
And they had theirs too.
Yes. Well, I don't know. We weren't over there, so
Yeah.
I don't know about being quiet. Next thing we're talking about the kids. We've briefly covered, you know, this with one of the biggest questions I usually get is people ask me socializing. You know, how do your kids get socializing? It's like
overrated.
I don't know. It's like based off what I saw like at the schools before we left, I don't want my kids socializing with those things anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just, I mean, oh my God, those schools were just getting crazy with all the bullshit that's out there, and the kids dressed up like fucking
cats,
like animals, and with tails, and just stupid shit.
Yes.
That I'm like, I wouldn't mind if my kids weren't socializing with those people. It's just I don't believe in it. I don't think it's right. I think it's weird.
And it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
It's only getting worse.
Yeah. So I mean, so many people these days are taking their kids out of school and homeschooling. I mean, and I'm telling you guys, the homeschooling programs. Again, my wife's probably going to give me grief on this one because I don't deal with it much
at all, unless I'm out of town.
Unless you're out of town, damn it.
And then Samantha requests that we do her whole week of work before I leave because she doesn't want to sit with Dad.
Whatever. So I'm just saying, the programs that are like when COVID happened and like our kids were forced to do homeschooling through their school, they had no idea what the hell they were doing. That was garbage. That's not how these other homeschooling programs are. Yeah.
But that's where I discovered that I could handle doing homeschool because I loved having the kids home.
Okay.
I was really, that was my only free time is when the kids would go to school.
Yeah.
And then when they were there because of COVID, I was like, I actually like this. And I didn't want them to go back to school.
Okay.
which is kind of, I think that might be a little unusual, but
Yeah, for a lot of parents that want to get rid of their kids.
I do. I enjoyed them being home and not having to rush them off to school and, all that. But seeing and hearing what was going on in those schools, there were so many instances, and we lived in an area where you wouldn't think some of the things that were going on, like the furry animals and these kids dressing up like that.
A very conservative town.
Area.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to get them away from that. I don't want them. It's hard to explain to your 6-year-old child why that person thinks they're a cat, and their parents think that that's okay. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But the homeschooling programs like that we have the kids in, it's
ours is science based.
Right, but most of the homeschooling programs that have been doing it for years, it's hands off for most of the time for parents. Like they get on there, they do the work that they're supposed to do. Yes, if they have questions, they can come not to me, they can come to her.
Or in like our program, Samantha can write to one of her teachers, and you get a conference call with your teacher.
Okay.
So there is that option.
Has she ever done that?
No. She's never done that. Yeah. No, we've done that. We've done that one time. They contacted us, and we had a FaceTime with them, and I sat there with them and to make sure we didn't have any questions or things that were popping up. But we don't. Yeah. We haven't had the need.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think a lot of people dread the homeschooling is because the parent thinks that they're the one who has to school them. I think that's what a big turnoff is for a lot of parents, is because they think they have to do all the work, which, yes, it is some work. Yes.
Math.
Yes, you got to help her with math.
Math is the only one that's.
Yeah. But most of the other work she does on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then.
And then I throw in extra things too.
We teach them, and then we give them what life skills that we want to teach them, because they're only in school for 2 hours, 3 hours max a day.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because there's no
It's so focused. Yeah. You don't have to deal with the teacher wrangling all the kids and we're going to do this right now, and it's all this other bullshit stuff.
Yeah, they get this is the work you need to get done. You get it done, and you're done for the day. I mean, most schools would probably be done in 2 or 3 hours if they just did the work they needed to do and didn't have all this extra fluff, because all they are is basically a glorified babysitters. Yeah. For parents to go to work and all that kind of shit. So the homeschooling stuff, we think is great. We've been doing it for
if you can do it. There's a lot of parents out there that can't. They're not as lucky.
Yeah,
is our situation too. So not trying to slam anybody.
As in because they got to go to work.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's true. That is very true. Very true. Yes. So it's nice being able to live and work in the same place out here. It's very nice. Very nice. I mean, we even thought about when we first came out here, buying a house in town. And I'm so glad we didn't do that, because it's so nice to be able to come home after work every night without being gone from my family. Because I mean, I was away from them
2-3 weeks, like every month.
Yeah, every month.
Yeah,
for
every month.
Like 5 years.
Yeah.
I'd be gone for half the month away from my family, out here teaching classes, and then I'd go home for 2 weeks, come back, teach classes for 2 weeks, back home for 2 weeks. And it was that sucked. It sucked. So it's really nice.
We still had it figured out though.
No, I got you. I just hated being away from you guys that much. Yeah. Like I said, we're one of those weird families that we actually like each other and being around each other.
It's funny how many people struggled during COVID when their wives and husbands were home together. Yeah. It's like, what do you mean? We have no problem.
Because we did this for years. So before I started the Ghost Ring Tactical, I had a fitness company, and it was a digital fitness company. So I worked from home for 7 years.
Yep.
So we already knew we could be fine living
constantly
together. All the time. Yes, nonstop with each other. And we knew we'd be fine. It's like we did it for 7 years. So it was like, that was not even a question. So COVID was easy for us.
Yeah.
It's just normal life for us. So I have in the internet. So one of the big things for us before we decided to move out here full time, internet was the big one. That was a big issue that if we couldn't get good internet.
Well, because you do a lot of your stuff.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
online.
It's not just me. I mean, it's everything. So for me, a lot of my business is internet based. It's
school is internet based.
School is internet based. I mean, it sucks, but being able to be connected to the internet is pretty important these days. for work, for school, for all that kind of stuff. So that was a big one. And we managed to work off like Verizon hotspots out here for years, and it sucked. Like as soon as your data was gone, your internet was garbage. It was slows itself down. You couldn't do shit. We had a massive DVD collection that we're keeping in case the world ends and the internet goes down. We still have our massive DVD collection, but most of the time now, all of our stuff is streaming because we have Starlinks. Okay, so Starlinks, if you don't know about it, which most people know about it, but Starlinks, the satellite internet, which is absolutely amazing. We have two Starlink systems out here, one in the main house and one in the student bunkhouse. Our speeds are awesome. We could be streaming movies, no problem.
All of us.
Yeah, we could all be watching movies at the same time, streaming, no problem.
We all play Call of Duty a lot too.
Exactly. We could all be playing on our gaming systems all at the same time. Not an issue. It is a great system. Price-wise, I think it's like $120 a month per system. I think we're paying now. The price has gone up. I started at $99 when they first came out, but it is that was a lifesaver for us. Moving out here, if we did not have good internet,
that would have been
sucked.
terrible. Terrible.
My little brother did the same thing. He followed he followed in my footsteps. My little brother, he moved out to the middle of nowhere as well. Sold his house, moved to the middle of nowhere, and he got like HughesNet. And he called me. He's like, "Can you please like buy me a Starlinks off your account and send it to me?" Because he's like, it
wasn't available for them.
It wasn't
right?
available for them in their area. But he said they were struggling after like a week with like horrible internet. He's like, I can't live like this. So I was able to get him a Starlinks thing and send it out to him, and it worked out there. So, but yeah, so internet's a big one, you guys, if you're living off grid, and Starlinks is the option for your area. And if you don't have it in your area, which I think is open now. I think they stopped doing the whole area thing. It's available to everybody. So, but yeah. I mean, the last thing that I really want to cover is she's making faces. So,
I see the word chickens on there. Don't buy chickens.
Don't listen to her. One of the big reasons with living off grid for most people is trying to be as self-reliant as possible. And I mean, that's what
coming to a head.
What I am trying to do. The whole reason of living off grid for us is, in case shit goes down, World War III kicks off, the economy collapses, zombies happen, whatever it may be, I want to be ready. Are we completely ready right now? Nope, not at all.
We would survive just fine.
We would be all right.
We would eat lots of eggs.
Unless it's an EMP hit us and then shuts down our solar system.
We could still eat eggs.
We
wouldn't starve.
So we do. So we have plenty of elk. We have plenty of deer. We have bighorn sheep. We have bears. We have cougars. We have all sorts of animals out here that we could actually hunt when it came down to it, if we needed meat. We have chickens. I think the chickens were my idea that eventually...
they were his idea.
For some reason, she has taken over. I don't know why. Everything that has to do with the chickens. And I don't like them anymore. So how many chickens we got? Like 14?
We just lost one the other day.
Yeah. We had a rooster that kept attacking.
Yes.
Melissa kept attacking my daughters. And it finally scratched.
He took it too far.
The rooster went too far and scratched my oldest daughter's face. And it died after that.
Yes, it did. And it was enjoyable to watch.
Yes, the fucking rooster.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think we're 14, 15. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think maybe 14 right now. Well,
And
plus the three new babies.
3 new ones. We got 3 babies.
3 new babies.
So like for us, we got the chickens because again, we want to try to be self-reliant. We have eggs. We have 12 to 20 eggs a day that we get from our chickens.
A lot.
We did have 2 roosters. We're down to 1 rooster. And a lot of people don't have roosters. They want to have just the hens so they can lay eggs. But for us, I wanted to have at least 1 rooster.
Just in case.
Just in case, man. Just in case shit goes down and we need to breed more chickens for more eggs. We have the ability to be able to do that because we have our 1 remaining rooster. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we have 3 little babies, 3 little chicks.
Yep.
Right now that we just hatched last week. Just because. So.
But they are a pain in the ass to take care of.
I think they're fine because I don't.
He doesn't
mess
do
with them.
anything with it. It doesn't have to do anything. Just brings in the bags of food.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. She just started doing everything. So I was like, cool. She's doing
No,
everything.
it's what always happens. It's what always happens. It's a great idea. We'll be
So-
self-reliant, and then
Yes,
I'm
yes.
the one
So-
taking care of it.
So other things that we're doing out here to be more self-reliant. We just planted $1,000 worth of trees. We've got 3 apple trees. We've got
And I got to dig the holes for these trees
I had
because he
shoulder
had
surgery.
shoulder surgery.
I had one hand. I was trying.
And he just stood out there and stared at me.
I felt horrible. I wanted to help her, but I couldn't help her. So, but yeah, so we got apple trees, we got orange trees, we got lemon trees, lime tree, pistachio tree, an ice cream banana tree that I don't think is going to make it.
I hope not. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
What else?
Blueberries.
So yeah, so we got all that stuff planted. It's growing. Hopefully it makes it through the winter. We don't know. So again, another step in self-reliance with being able to grow our own fruits. Next thing is going to be
A greenhouse.
a greenhouse to hopefully start growing our own vegetables. Is there a lot of stuff we need to learn?
Yeah.
Yeah. And most of the stuff we just learn on the go. Did we know anything about chickens?
No.
We knew shit.
We were just given a dozen eggs, and
Yes.
we were like, I'm going to try to hatch these.
Yes, a friend of ours, she's like, they gave us a dozen eggs. They go, these may be fertilized, maybe not. And I'm like, cool,
Yeah.
let's buy an incubator and let's see if they hatch.
We already had the incubator.
Oh,
you
you
bought
did?
it for Suzy
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she loves
For the egg,
birds,
yeah.
eggs and birds.
Yeah, and then we hatched, I don't know,
There was 9.
9 originally.
There had to be more than that because we ended up with 10, right? No, we ended up
No,
with
I
5.
ended up with like 4 or 5.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
some of them
5.
died off, some
Yeah.
didn't make it. And then I bought
The
like
10
10
more,
more.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got chickens, we got trees, we got the greenhouses hopefully coming. I mean, really, the only thing that we're going to be relying on currently would be propane delivery. Like if shit went sideways,
But we got our huge tank filled up, and we only went down like
yeah.
5%.
So we have a 1,000-gallon tank for this house. That is it would take a while for us to go through. But
Yeah.
I mean, most of our stuff that we have, our dryer is gas. Anything that we could get that was gas, we got it gas. Other than our fridge that's electric. But yeah, and that's the goal. That's the goal, is to try to be as self-reliant as possible out here. And
I just thought of having to change the oven, having to change all
when
the
we got the
little
new one?
nozzles. Yeah, that was a pain.
yeah. So I mean, that's stuff you got to do.
Little things.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring out our next guests. We're gonna bring Sammie and Suzy on next, and have them talk to you guys a little bit about the kids' perspective. So
They might not be as entertaining.
we'll see. I told them if they want to be YouTube stars, this is their chance. So
Yeah.
we'll see how well they do. But we'll give us a brief moment, and we'll get them out here. All right, you guys, we're back, and we now have 2 extra guests to welcome to the show. First off, Sammie, say hello.
Hello.
And we have Suzy. Say hello.
Hi.
So, again, they're probably nervous and uncomfortable, but I told them just to relax and have some fun with this. So what we want to talk about with you guys is, let's start with you, Sammie. What do you like about being out here, living in the middle of nowhere, compared to living in California?
Well, living out here, I like that there's no neighbors to interrupt us.
Okay.
I get to
No one to
do
stare at
whatever
you over the fence. And,
Yeah, I get to do whatever I want in the backyard.
Okay. Without worrying about people watching you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no creeps out here, so.
No creeps. No creepers. Yes.
He doesn't have eyes.
Suzy, what about you? What do
me-
you like?
Me and Sammie can scream without people being concerned.
Yeah.
Is that something you
Yeah.
guys do often on your own?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, a lot.
So this is like when you guys go on your hikes by yourselves, you just scream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Okay. So that's another thing you guys do. You guys go on hikes out here by yourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
And we like playing.
And Suzy, you get to ride the Ranger, drive the Ranger
Let's
around.
drive the Ranger. Sammie drives the Ranger too.
Yes.
Yes?
It's very fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys go on your hikes. So that's one thing for us, is that back in California, if the girls said, "Hey, can we go off on our own?"
No.
No. They're gonna get kidnapped or whatever else. But out here, you guys can go on hours upon hour hikes around.
They take walkie-talkies
Yeah.
and are in communication with us in case somebody
Yeah, in
breaks
case
a
something
leg.
goes down. So I mean,
Yeah.
just so you guys know, it's like they can't leave the house by themselves without bringing walkie-talkies, so they can communicate with us. Or if we need to tell them to come home, that they got walkies, so we can talk to them. Yeah. What else? What else, Sammy? What else do you like about being out here?
There's a bunch of stuff.
Okay, go for it. Name it off.
So I like walking around in the middle of nowhere, like off of the trail.
Okay.
Not
like exploring.
Yeah,
Okay.
like finding little dens that Susie may like to explore,
Okay.
and a lot more. But I want Susie to talk more.
Okay.
Surprise!
What else do you like, Susie?
I like going up to the big mountain and watching the sunset.
Okay. The sniper perch up there. The
Yeah.
Melissa likes
The
to call.
sniper roost.
Oh, sorry.
The
roost. You
sniper
called it the
roost.
Yeah. Anything else before we go back to Sammy?
Your
No.
guys' night hikes.
Yes.
Okay.
We walk the loop at night.
Yep.
Really good.
Yes,
You guys
that
haven't
is
done that in a
very
while?
fun.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of cold.
Yeah, it's kind of cold for you
Yeah.
guys. Kinda
Yeah.
cold. Yeah, but during summertime, you guys do it. Yeah. Sammy, what else? Anything else you really like to do out here compared to California?
No, there's
No?
nothing really else.
Okay. Sammy, what do you not like? So what do you dislike about being out here compared to being in California or in a big town?
In California, when I went into real school, I had friends.
Okay.
But out here, I don't have any friends.
Okay.
And my biggest fear is out here, crickets. But in California, there's no crickets out there.
There were plenty
There
of
was
crickets
plenty
in
of
California.
crickets.
Just
Never seen them. I've never seen them.
she had a little bit of a traumatizing experience out here with a cricket jumping on her shoulder, and it's kind of ruined her. She may have a phobia the rest of her life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we have the Chernobyl crickets. They're not your average cricket.
Oh, well, it's the regular black crickets that she's scared of,
Yeah.
not the Chernobyl crickets. Those
I'm
look like
s- I-
dinosaurs.
Ever since the black cricket jumped on me, I've been scared of all crickets.
Oh, really? All crickets. Okay, but the black ones specifically, or
Well, I'm scared of them a little bit more, but
Okay.
I'm still scared of like all crickets.
okay, got it. Good to know. Good to
Yeah.
know. So okay, so friends a big one for you.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
No. Everything else
Everything
you
is like perfect out here.
like? Okay.
It's amazing out here.
All right. What do you dislike about being out here?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
I like this place a lot.
All right.
Much better than California.
Okay. All right. Anything else? You girls
You guys got to shoot your first bunnies.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was very
Hunting?
fun.
hunting bunnies out here? Yes, that's another fun thing
I
we
wish
do.
we could have ate it.
Yes.
Normally, we support
we
that.
would do that. Yes. It was just that situation.
Too late.
Yes, a little late in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
I already did my piece. Okay, you tortured me enough already.
Anything else you girls want to add?
No.
No? We're just anything that you guys think would be beneficial to any other kid out there that may be thinking about, living out in the middle of nowhere like this with their family.
Yeah, like if a mom and dad are out there trying to get their kids to be excited about moving in the middle of nowhere, what would you tell those kids is a bonus for living out like we do?
Exploring.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do hikes if you like it. You could see animals, a bunch of animals.
Yep.
Ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
Motorcycles, rangers,
bikes.
yeah, side by sides, quads. We got everything out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of weird bugs.
Yeah.
And snakes. She loves snakes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, girls. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully the information that we've shared with you guys is helpful if you're thinking about moving off grid out into the middle of nowhere. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you guys use this information. So
Be nice on your comments.
yes, be nice. They're all new. They're all new to this. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the American Gunfighter Podcast. Be sure to listen next week, and please don't forget to leave us a review. Also, if there's a topic you'd like us to look into, please be sure to leave a comment.